Hey guys, welcome back. Stan Medina. I wanted to share with you how to invest in real estate. I know a lot of people message me, they're like, hey Stan, how do I get into real estate investing? I want to buy a property, I want to buy a house. How do I do that? What steps do I need to take? What kind of loans is there? So I'm going to break it down. These are some of the basics that'll help you get into a property. So one of them is the FHA loan. With an FHA loan, you just need about 3 to 5% down. So if the house is for sale for $100,000, it's gonna cost you $3,000 to $5,000 to get into that property. Okay. There's also conventional loan. Conventional loans are more for like real estate investment properties. So if a bank knows it's gonna be an investment property and you already bought a house with an FHA, you're gonna have to go conventional. A conventional loan is gonna require 20% down. So if the house is $100,000, you're gonna have to put $20,000 down to get that property. There's also a 203K loan. A 203K loan is also kind of like an FHA loan where 3 to 5% down, but they will allow some repair costs. So if it needs a new roof, it needs a new sanctuary unit, what they'll do is they'll finance up to 80% of that repair, and then they'll add it to the loan. So that could be good if you buy the right property and you're not capped out at market value on it, and you have some equity left in it. So equity and all that, that's a whole different conversation. But I just want to share with you the different types of loans and what to look for and how to start kind of fishing around and getting into the real estate investing game. So these are the three of the common loans that you can use to get into a property. The cool thing about an FHA loan is that you can use an FHA loan to buy a single family, a duplex, and even a fourplex. So let's just say you qualify for an FHA loan with 3 to 5% down, but you buy a duplex and you rent this duplex for you rent the top for $1,000 and you live at the bottom, and this is say your payments are $850. That top tenant is paying for your mortgage, so he's paying your mortgage bill because you got it on an FHA loan. The same thing goes with the fourplex. You can also buy a fourplex with an FHA. You can live right here, rent these two out. Those three will be paying for your mortgage. So FHA loan is a very powerful loan you can use if you're a first-time buyer. If not, you're gonna have to go with the conventional loan. It's gonna require 20% down on the loan. So like I said, you could still buy any of these with the conventional. Even with the 203K, you can even do the same thing, where you can put a roof on it, then add it to the loan. So those are the three loan types right there. Like I said, anything under 4 units, units is considered residential. Anything under that is considered commercial. Okay. How are you gonna find these properties, right? How are you gonna find them? Zillow, Trulia, and Realtor are online platforms. They have a bunch of different properties. I know on Realtor you can go to where the search menu is at, and you can go to multifamily, and you can start searching multifamily there. That's a good one. One thing that I like to do whenever I'm looking for property is I look to see how many days it's been on the market. So if it's been on there like 100 days, that's kind of like an indication that they're not getting a lot of hits on the house, or it might be priced too high, or the house might need some repairs, and someone that's a first-time buyer might not be looking to buy the house because it needs too much repairs. But that could be a good deal for you, because if someone has passed away and they're trying to, and their kids are trying to sell the house, they just throw it on the market. They don't paint it. They don't do anything to it, and they're not getting a lot of hits on it because the house is not in very good condition. That might be a good deal for you to pick up, clean it up, and turn around and flip it, or just keep it and build some equity. So keep it up on these right here. You can kind of do some research, and on these two, you can like kind of do some. They have like a mortgage calculator to where you can kind of put the numbers in there. You can see what your mortgage payment will be. And so let's say if it's a duplex, you can do this trick. So go to Realtor. Go to multifamily on the top and search your area, and then go to the mortgage calculator and then see how much the mortgage payment will be, and then say, okay, you know what? If I was to rent these out, how much rent would I be able to get, and would I create some cash flow? You can actually live in this one, rent these two out, and you'll be living there for rent free, and the tenants are paying off your mortgage. So it's a win-win. On a single family, I mean, if you qualify for an FHA on a single family, you have to live there for up to 2 years before you can rent it out. So that's the only thing. I mean, if you're planning to say, okay, you know what? Let me see if I qualify for an FHA loan. Maybe I'll find a house at a good deal with some good equity. Let's buy it. I'll live there for 2 years, fix it up. Maybe I'll sell it. Maybe I'll just keep it rented, okay, and buy another house. Okay, that's one way to get into the game. So how do you know that? How's the other ways to find deals? You can tell friends and family, hey, I'm looking for any distressed properties. If you know anybody selling any house, let them know. I want in on it. Social media, post on your social media. I'm buying houses now. I'm interested in buying a house. If anybody's selling a house, driving for dollars is another thing. So if you commute to work a certain route every day, and you pass by neighborhoods, take some time and just drive to the neighborhood. If you see any abandoned houses, leave a note on there with your name and number, and tell them I'm interested in buying your house. Give me a call, or ask the neighbor. Say, do you know who owns this house? Do you know I can get in contact with them? They might have the information to the owner, and you can find out who owns that house. Make some little postcards. I did this a while back, where I made some postcards. It has all my information there. It says, hey, I want to buy your house cash. Contact me today. I've actually found some pretty good deals like that. Get with a title company. So if you get with a title company beforehand, they say, hey, look, I'm looking into buying a property. I don't want to go to a realtor. Do I have to go to a realtor? In most cases, you don't have to go to a realtor. If the house is listed on the MLS, if the house is listed on any of these, more than likely it's listed through like a realtor. So let's say, for example, if I want to buy this house, okay, and I find it on Zillow, I would call the realtor and say, I'm interested in buying this house. Let me tell you one thing too, like there's no fee. It doesn't cost anything to put offers in. So if this house is on Zillow for $100,000, I found it on Zillow. It's been on Zillow for 80 days, right? And I'm interested in it. I say, you know what, that house, it needs some repairs. It looks like they don't really, they haven't really fixed it up. They're not really cutting the trees. If that house, if we were to clean it up, that house would probably have some value to it. Make them an offer. You can make an offer wherever you want. You can make an offer for $60,000. What are they going to say? They're going to say no. They're going to say yes. If they're really desperate to sell it, they might just sell it. In most cases, if someone inherited a house, that house might be free and clear. So they might be fine with the 60 grand. They might say, you know what? Give me the 60 grand, I'm out. So you just came up on a good deal. So it's always good to look at the days it's been on the market, and look at the condition of the house. If you see a lot of times when realtors and even some people post the houses themselves, they don't take very good pictures. So that's a good thing. One time we picked up a property, it didn't have very good pictures in it. The pictures weren't really clear. You couldn't really tell if there were rooms or den or what. And so I said, this is pretty interesting, because if the pictures weren't good, that means people weren't really looking at it. So I went over there with myself, and I got down, I looked at the property, I talked to the neighbors. I actually got in contact with someone that was there, and I actually went inside the house. And so the house was actually, it was actually one, two, three, four. It was a 4-bedroom, 2-bath. They actually added a whole den to it. So it was like 2 lots on 2 lots. And they didn't have it listed properly. That was a good deal right there. So you never know. Find the deals. Look on these things right here. A good website you can go to. I'm gonna share with you this. It's called Bigger. I think it says Bigger Pockets. If you go to biggerpockets.com, that's going to be a very, very helpful website. They also have a podcast. And then also on YouTube. check out biggerpockets.com and you can find any kind of information you want there. Like they have every day they have different videos on different kind of investment, how to deal with tenants, different kind of loans, how to evaluate properties. I highly suggest if you want to get into real estate investing, go to biggerpockets.com. I'm not affiliated with them in any way, but whenever I started my real estate investing career, along with mentors and bank advisors, I studied and I watched biggerpockets.com, and I got a lot of good content. And one thing about getting content from YouTube and podcasts is you know the language. So let me give you an example. If you're a technician and I come into the shop and I say I need a 5/8 wrench and I need an impact drill, I need an impact, and give me the air hammer and give me the hydraulic jack, and I'm speaking in terms of the area, the shop, the mechanic, the terminology. Whenever you start to get into like real estate investing, bankers and other investors would see if you know the language. And if you don't know the language, that means you're green. That means you're not familiar. That means you haven't really took the time to understand the vocabulary needed to operate in that space. So biggerpockets.com is going to be very, very helpful to help you get that language down, to help me understand the lingo, the slang words, whatever it is. But I hope this information was helpful. Check me out on Instagram, the Stan Medina. Peace, love, man. God, share, like this video, let's blow it up. I want everybody to get into real estate investing, build some wealth, build a future for their family. Make it happen, guys. Massive action.